I am doing my sermon on Romans 12, verse 11. And the context of this is Paul is writing. It's kind of like a call to Christians on how to live. That's kind of how a lot of that whole chapter is. And this is how we should act. The first part of this verse says, "Do not be slothful in zeal." And at first I was like, what does that even mean? Do not be slothful in zeal. I had to read that a few times. And then I had to look at another version, and NASB says, "not lagging behind in diligence," which I thought was a good translation. But even then I had to read it a few more times. In a nutshell, complacency, I think that's what that's saying. Don't be complacent. And complacency is a strong thing if you think about it in any aspect of our life. Complacency kills. In complacency, the definition of complacency in the online dictionary.com said, "pleased especially with oneself or one's merits, advantages, situations, etc., often without awareness of some potential danger or defect," and then self-satisfied. So we can see the dangers in that. And with me, complacency, that word just really rings a bell to me, because when I was in the military, they always said complacency kills. That's something I heard all the time. Complacency kills. I'd even have it written on the walls. Complacency kills. So when you're going out on a mission or you're going to guard duty or something like that, you'd see that and you'd remember your training, and be alert. Because I don't need to go into detail to say the dangers of being in the military and not remembering your training. Obviously, complacency can kill. We can die. We can lose our physical bodies. But what's worse than that? There is worse than that. Being complacency about eternity. Rather not think about it, or whatever the case may be. Rather do it on your own, as the definition said. And Luke 12, 4-5 says, do not fear those who can kill the body, and after that they have nothing more they can do. But I warn you to fear who, after he is killed, has the authority to cast you into hell. Now that's something we don't want to be complacent about. That's something that has real implications. And what are the weapons in the military? Complacency. The enemy. We know our enemy, what that is, what that can lead to death there. But what are the enemies? What are the weapons? Of the spiritual war that leads us to hell. That's sin. Sin leads us to hell. We're all bound there because of sin. And how to prevent that is our Lord Jesus, what He already did for us. For those who have made that decision already, which I believe, because of the setting we're in, that's everybody here. Romans 12:11 is speaking beyond just accepting salvation. And when it comes to complacency, I believe it's talking about living salvation and what that means in our lives. Because once we're saved, we take it further, and complacency is still an issue. So back to the verse. Part B of the verse says, "Be fervent in spirit, serving the Lord." And fervent, that word fervent in the Greek is zeo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sure Professor will. Water cannot control the heat anymore. That's what that means. So when water has so much heat, what happens? It starts to boil. It can't hold that heat anymore. And that's the word. That's what that word fervent means. And that's how we're supposed to be. And that's how we're supposed to conquer this complacency, I believe. Instead of just being at ease in our situation and going on live and fun, we're supposed to be fervent. But I think that it goes further than that as well. Who likes to cook or eat? Oh, pretty much everybody, right? Yeah. Okay. I got a crowd here. Okay, so in cooking, like say cooking pasta or something like that, what good is water by itself? It's not good at all, right? It's not going to do much, right? It's just going to sit there. What good's boiling water by itself? It's not very good either. It's not going to do anything. What good are the ingredients by themselves? If you got, your pasta. I don't know if anybody's eaten just regular pasta before. It's not very good. It kind of chip your tooth, but it's not very good by itself. They need to be combined into a recipe. So we need to combine these ingredients into the boiling water, and it'll make and create spaghetti. Just like this, being fervent is not good. Just being fervent and on fire for something will not be good on its own, because there are people that are fervent out there, and they will do terrible things in this world. There's more to it. The calling goes way past that, because we need to add the ingredients of the fruits of the Spirit, and that's what this verse is talking about. It says, be fervent in the Spirit, serving the Lord. And we know what these fruits of the Spirit are. Love, peace, patience, kindness, joy. We know gentleness, self-control. We know what these are. These are the ingredients you need to add to this fervency. We have to be on fire for something. And we know where we get these fruits to be grounded in the Lord, and through His Word teaches us this. And serving, that word. So now that we're fervent, we've got the boiling water, and we have the ingredients together. So what good is it to be a person that just has these fruits of the Spirit, and they're on fire, but they're not doing anything? We need to take it a step further. This verse is calling us to be fervent in our service to the Lord. So to take it even a step further, and whatever that means to you, for everybody that's different. And it's an easy recipe. The yoke is light, as the Bible tells us. Seek God first all the time through His Word and prayer, and with the fruits of the Spirit, live with that passion, and produce good fruit, or pasta.